You more than anybody must appreciate sitting in a place like this, sort of. I mean, I know there's a film crew here, but we're very much on our own.
It is so nice because, I mean, if we'd have been here 2 years ago, it would have been an unbearable experience. And there's no doubt about it, life has calmed down a lot for me now, and it's very nice. I'm enjoying it very much.
What was the real story behind the split?
The blame was to be put on everyone's door, really. And we sat in a hotel room in London, and I think we'd all just about had enough, I think. We'd been doing it for 6 years. We'd had a very uncomfortable 6 months. And we just said, you know, we've had enough. I said, I've had enough, and I'm a bit bored, to be honest, now. I feel like we're doing the same thing over and over, you know, there's an album to be done, a tour this year, etc., etc. And everyone said, you know, I'm so glad you said that, because we're feeling exactly the same.
So it could be said that there were some members that were more talented than others?
I think it's a matter of opinion, actually, that, because to me, I know what part everybody played in it, and everybody, as far as I'm concerned, is entitled to the success that they had, because it was because of all 5 of us that we were so successful. And I can understand, as another member of the band, why people did fall in love with each member. I can understand why people fall in love with Mark and Howard, and I can understand it because I fell in love with them as people.
Now, the Robbie situation, I mean, it hurt everybody involved. How did it really affect the band? I mean, you put a very brave face on, but it must have affected you a lot. It
was a very upsetting time, not only for us, but for Robbie as well. You know, there is 2 sides to the story. I can see that. And also, you know, forgetting us, I'm sure it was a very upsetting time for the fans as well, who've supported a band like us for so long. I almost pity what Rob's been through. I'm sure that I couldn't go through all that and come out of it with a solo career, because he's been through a hell of a lot for a 22-year-old lad. You know, he has been through a lot. But I don't understand it at all. I don't understand how anybody can sit there after being so close to people for so long. And I thought we all looked after him in a way. And to say the things he does, I don't understand it at all.
And you know it'll not stop?
It probably won't.
It'll come back?
Yeah, I'm sure it will. And almost in a way, I think it's Rob's way of staying famous as well. Suddenly, Robbie's built up this competition thing between me and him, and, you know, let's face it, when there was a poll to vote for your favourite member to Take That, I was the embarrassing 5th member. Robbie is 10 times more popular than me. He always will be, I'm sure. There is no competition. Robbie wins hands down. But let's hear these songs that are easy to write. I'm dying to hear them.
Do you think you'll ever be friends again?
I hope so. I hope so. Because I still see all the other members of the band. And well, let's hope one day when Rob becomes Rob again, we'll meet up.
In a minute I'm needing to hold her. In an hour I'm cold, cold as stone. When she leaves it gets harder and harder to face life alone. Now my dreams are filled with times.
And
nice.
Even the album's called Open Road, isn't it? So begs the question, do you feel like you're on an open road?
I definitely do, because I literally can go in the studio and create anything I want. It doesn't have to have a dance routine put to it. It doesn't have to include 4 other people in the vocals. It can be whatever I wanted it to be. I did Top of the Pops a couple of weeks ago. And it was really the first time I'd seen any of our fans since the split up, because I've just been in the studio working away. And I come on stage, you know, I don't know, I was half expecting to be booed or something. I don't know what I was expecting, but I come on and as the song started, everyone just cheered. Oh, it's just so brilliant. I just couldn't stop smiling. I almost wanted to go round and thank everybody personally, because it was such a nice feeling. And I'm terribly nervous for this single as well. And for the album. I'm just nervous for everything. I've developed this nervous... It's not a twitch or anything. I'm not going to start...
Will you be performing? Will you be touring?
There's nothing in black and white just yet, but I really hope to do a UK tour before Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to cram it in because to me it's the best bit. It's the best bit because, you know, you go out on stage and you're face to face with your fans. You know, they're not watching you on the TV where there's, you know, the millions of other people entitled to turn on or off. They're there at your concert, you talk to them, you can do things you don't do on TV or radio, and it's a brilliant feeling, it really is.
The whole business, the fans, they've bought you wealth, they bought all of you wealth. How did you cope with that? You haven't been out and bought a Lamborghini, have you?
No, I didn't do anything quite like that. I think probably because of my upbringing, I do care about the value of money. I still do. It's like I was in, I did a show for the record company in Los Angeles, and I went to Las Vegas for a couple of days. And I thought, right, I'm going to limit myself to $10. Because I hate, if I lose a fiver, I feel ill. So I put my $10 in. I couldn't believe it. The machine did nothing. It's like, it's in its lightly. I couldn't believe I'd lost $10 and seen nothing. It just really upset me, and I keep it very much in. I spend money where I need to. For instance, I've got a lovely home, and also I've bought my mum and dad at home. I've bought my brother at home, and it's sort of come to that time for me where it was now time to look after the people who's made me, and so I've sorted them out. I feel good about that.
What about Dawn? I mean, you talk very openly about her. I mean, is she part of your new adventure?
I always never wanted my job to make me miss out on anything in my life. You know, I do want children. I do want to get married, and I really hope I've found the person to do that with, and I don't want to miss out on that because of my job.
Have you been in love before?
I thought I had, but I really now know I obviously never had. And I couldn't even give you the reasons why.
Was there ever a policy within the band that you weren't to be seen to be attached?
Whenever we did go out with girls, we kept it very private, which we all needed a private life of that kind then. It's very different now. It is very different. And I think that's why we never did it. There was never a policy where we all sat down and said, right, no girlfriends. I mean, we were young 20-year-old lads. You know,
the thing is, though, it was so funny because you kept it so private. There were even rumours that you were gay.
I know. There still are.
Would you like to give maybe a message to those fans, because I know how important they are to you?
You know, it's not only me they're going to follow, they'll follow all the other boys, because at the end of the day, I think everyone's worth watching. Everyone's got something good to offer.